So you guys have the AF50, the exhaust vents. Well, people around here, some knucklehead is using these things as intake ventilation, right? And they work as intake, but Dominic got to speaking and we're talking about baffles and all this stuff. And really, ultimately, he's like, well, what's the difference between using them as intake and exhaust, right? And if you look at some of these pictures, here you could see the snow coming down on the baffles, right? And how the snow is just coming inside of the intake vents. Just right here where it's not leaking, he's never had a problem. And he has a couple of these bird blocks, but not enough of them, right? And if you look right here, he has no intake. So what the builder did was he added these, he added the AF50s, you know, for intake ventilation, which would work. Dominic said, hey, never had an issue before. Well, my friend, these are exhaust vents. They're made for exhaust for the roof. So now you have air sucking in through the bottom, right? And the snow is just going up and inside of them. Well, it doesn't do that for the exhaust because air is going out. So when it's intake, the snow is going inside of it and it's coming out. So you don't ever have a problem with AF50s on the exterior of the house. This is why they made smart vent, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they make smart vent. You gotta be smarter than the vents, right? This is David at Legit Exteriors. How are you doing?
Good, how are you, David?
Oh man, if I was doing any better, I'd be a twin. But I'm here with, I always say that corny joke, that like corny dad jokes, but I was talking with Dominic and he was basically like, why, these vents that you have down there on the intake, I hate to say it, but they're exhaust vents, right? They're not made for intake, but they're made for air to come out is why you're leaking. So when it snows, it's actually sucking in through your vents. Does that make sense?
Right, but yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they're made for air to come out. So you have a couple options. There's options that you have. I'm looking at some pictures. But what we could do is we add rooftop ventilates all the time. I'm gonna have, you know what, Dominic said he's gonna be out there on Monday. I just kind of want you to know what you have going on, but he's gonna bring some products to kind of show you what we use. They're called intake vents. It's Venture made by Owens Corning. Venture, they're made for intakes. And we do them all the time. Maybe before Dominic leaves or something, I could send you a couple pictures on them. Maybe you can kind of stew on it over the weekend.
Okay.
You
yeah,
know?
no, that sounds good.
How long have you owned the house for?
I haven't even been in for 4 months.
Why can't you? This should all be like the builder should be helping you out.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the type of stuff I'm looking for, right? I mean, surely my house is not the only one affected by this. I wonder if the water damage just wasn't severe enough that it dripped through, recessed lighting like mine did, and it's just sitting up there for other people in the neighborhood. But when I look at them, I mean, it's hard to tell when you're just looking from the ground up, but it looks like they all have the same vents, right? So
yeah, they do.
I find it hard to believe that I'm the only one that had snow got sucked in, and I know that the water restoration guys have said that they've responded to a lot of these calls, and they have been mostly newer homes.
I've actually installed these vents like before I knew that, I was just a roofer at the time, but I've seen this happen and I had to figure out like what the heck's going on. Because like the roofer's not really to blame because he's putting on what the builder wants. You know what I mean? So the roofer that they send out there, they're sending roofers that are not really technical guys. They're just installers and they don't know, they're not engineers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I look forward to seeing Dominic. I mean, I'm interested in the vents. I don't want this to happen again. It's a 4-month-old house. I've got all my ceilings torn down, and so I'm looking into,
yeah, that's a bummer.
Obviously, I'd like to see if I can get insurance or the builder to pay for it, but if I can figure out how much this stuff's going to cost, then I can figure out how I take care of it.
The builder has to pay for it, man. That's just all there is to it. Yeah, man, I just wanted to let you know, kind of explain to you. I know I talk quick and I get excited about roofing stuff because I'm usually in the office a lot, and anytime I get a problem, I just get excited about it. So I know I'm a fast talker, but
well, yeah.
But obviously the snow did the trick. But yeah, it's unfortunate that these guys are even using them. They're exhaust vents. They're not made for intake. They make special vents for intake.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, man. I look forward to. I know he was going to try to come out today, but it's way late. I'll see him Monday.
Yeah, for sure. Right on. Yeah, he's right here. So yeah, we got you on speaker. So I'll let he knows. So he's putting a thumbs up. But all right, sounds good. Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend. Okay.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Yeah. Bye now.